Hi, Kirsty. Thanks so much for joining me today. It's so nice to have you here.
Thanks, Shannon. It's lovely to be here.
Mhm. So, the first question that I have for you is how were you introduced to this method?
Well, actually, the lady down the road, she was a creatrix transformologist. So, yeah, I'm just and then just watching her on Facebook and seeing how much she'd changed, and obviously being close by, I also could see it physically as well as yeah, on the actual Facebook and stuff like that. So she was into horses, and yeah, we've got a property here as well, and yeah, we just sort of started talking, and yeah, come from that. So yeah.
Awesome. So, you must have seen good results from her then for you to want to take a dive in yourself.
Yeah, yeah, she's very vibrant anyway. And so she's very catchy and one of those people that you want to go towards as well. But just the changes that she'd had were quite amazing for yeah, with the kids and her family and things like that. So yeah, yeah, it was just
Yep.
really interesting and I needed to know more as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And so, what would you say you were struggling with before doing this?
Well, I don't really know. That's the funny thing. I thought I was pretty normal, really. So, but apparently not. Yeah. So I guess the family. So I've always worked. I had the kids. So I've got three boys. Always worked with them, and I just realised I've always had two jobs. No matter what I've done, I've always been doing two jobs at a time. So I guess there was a lot of pressure I used to put on myself. And I did like to make sure I did things perfectly and really well. And so I guess it's, yeah, maybe around that high expectation of myself and what other people were looking at me as well. So I needed to make sure I raised the boys really well and that they were, well grounded, that I could work. Um, yeah, pretty much like that I was going to be super mum, I guess. Had that
Mhm.
expectation, that's where I needed to be. And then I just saw that I guess the my family and my relationship had started to change with my partner. So we've been together since we've been 18 and just things had changed in that because I put so much time and energy into everything else, I guess. So that started to be noticing that there was changes for us when we'd always been so close. So I guess that was a fair driving factor that something needed to change. And I just didn't feel like myself anymore. I was just constantly exhausted, tired, cranky. Children would cop it a lot of the time once I'd got to that point. And yeah, I just didn't like that feeling. I knew there had to be something that where I could find my old self again that just wasn't there because I loved doing things. Was always very outgoing and yeah, tried new things where I'd stopped doing that and started to get more that fear and anxiety to try anything new or to yeah to be with people different or go anywhere. Didn't even want to go places as in like on holidays and things like that, which is so not me. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So I don't really know where it's sort of just lots of little things that started to mount up, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And those things now?
Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't be sitting here with you. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, just totally changed. Not the boys have a much better relationship with them. They're not that they were ever scared of me, but they were, mum could flip a lid pretty good. So they knew. And so now I don't do that anymore. So the youngest, they always say he's got the easy ride because you just don't know what mum did. So yeah, just much more calmer and peaceful, easier to navigate, can do things now back to the way I used to be able to go out and yeah, leave the boys without feeling sick or that anxiety of leaving all the what ifs. What if I left them and something happened or I died or any of that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's just not there, which is awesome.
That is awesome. Awesome. So, who would you say you were before doing this process?
Which bit before? The early bit me or the me that like in the last few years?
Whichever one you want to talk to.
Well, the one just before Creatrix was probably turned out to be rather crazy and yeah, I don't know, just very, very driven. As I said, we do our own, we have our own family business as well. And I was also doing another job in regards to, with animals and working at TAFE and things like that, teaching. So it was pretty full on. And yeah, that person became very, I don't even know what the word is really, maybe self-obsessed in the end, because you were trying to do everything and be everything to everyone, and it just doesn't work doing that. I'm very lost and very exhausted very fast. So yeah, and just the expectations I think you have on yourself and then on everybody else. And that was probably the worst thing. I had so much expectations on everybody else to be at my high standard, and they didn't need to be. And I didn't need to be either, because they weren't expecting me to be that person either. So it was exhausting. Yeah, and that's when the anxiety and all that sort of stuff ends up creeping in as well, I guess. But the person before that was not that.
Yeah. So do you feel like you've come back to yourself, or
Yeah, probably a better version of myself than the original one, because even through high school I was still very shy, or didn't overly love the way I looked or anything like that. So that was always a fair when I was a teenager and things like that. So probably now it's better than the original, more freer, and maybe for myself as well. So yeah, which is so much nicer.
Much more wisdom, huh?
Yes, much more wisdom. Yeah, well, you can still be that person and still do things the right way and still achieve, and just without all the angst that goes with it. And that's the best bit. I'm still driven and I still do 2 jobs and all that sort of stuff, but I just haven't got the pressure that I put on myself that I once did. So I guess that's the definite beauty of it.
So much freedom in that.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. You don't ever realize it either, though, when you're in it, when the kids are little and it's so busy and you've just got all these expectations, you don't realize the pressure you actually put on yourself and how draining that is. But it is also for them. So, and now you can, the kids, we can have fun. Obviously they're a lot older, so it does make it a lot different. But they're still my biggest fans for this, which is so lovely. So they wish I had done it much earlier.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah. It's nice.
Love that. So saying that, what has been the biggest change for you?
What's the biggest change? I don't know, maybe just that, peace, calm, and just not that having that nervous belly, I guess, is probably a fairly big change, because that would be constant. Like even today, this would be send me nervous belly to the max, and hasn't done anything. It's just been fine. So and just like we went away last week. Don't get that sick feeling, or that's probably something that I recognize regularly, I guess, is that for me. And the brain, just not overthinking, and the fear. There's a few, obviously. Anger, they go off like a firecracker anymore. So all those things, which is so nice. I can still be firm and still do what I need to do at the same time, but just to not be over the top about it.
Beautiful. And so who else has noticed the changes?
Well, definitely my husband. I do remember him not long after I started doing it, because I've also done Taekwondo. So and anyway, one night one of the kids did something and I didn't go off like I would normally have gone off, because he'd done, I don't know whether he'd slammed the door or anyway, whatever it was. And I didn't do anything. I just went in there and sat with him, and even the look on his face was enough to like, Mum, what's going on? And just we talked about, I don't know, I just talked to him or something. And then I went back in and my husband goes, what just went on then? Who's going to save the family now if you're not? Who's going to protect us? If that was weird, whatever just went on then, that was weird. So So definitely not that explosive behavior. So that's a massive difference, I guess. And yeah, the boys obviously just that much more calmer with them, and yeah, I don't know, just more together, I guess. So yeah, all of us have definitely in our relationships, even like my husband's and I's relationships, is back to not even what it used to be, because it's obviously after when you're 18 it's a lot different to when you're our age or my age, but yeah, it definitely grows to a nicer, more respectful, more, I don't know, togetherness maybe. Mm,
Mm.
yeah, which is nicer because we obviously work together as well, so there's a lot of time together.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
I think
beautiful. And so, for those out there that are thinking this is too good to be true, what would you like to say to them?
well, it is too good to be true because it's amazing. It's definitely too good to be true. But it's, yeah, proof's in the pudding. I know it works, and I know so many of like the rest of us, how much it's improved their lives as well as mine. So I just know it's worth taking the risk for it. Yeah, I haven't tried a heap of stuff, but I do know that this is the one thing, and I do know that in my heart it was obviously why I was led towards it as well, and just the changes have just been phenomenal. Better, I won't say that word because it's not going to come out, but I just know they've been so good that it's worth putting everything that you've got into it, to feel, yeah, just normal, I guess, if that's the right word.
Mm. And if you could say one thing to ladies out there that are sitting on the fence or they're just starting to become curious about doing this method, what would you like to communicate to them?
Mm. Just do it. There isn't, like, yeah, if you're willing and you're ready to make a change and you want it and you don't want it to come back, this is it. There's really nothing else that's a female method that is so good. And yeah, I don't know. It's really, if you want that change, isn't it, about being responsible for yourself and what's the other word? I can't think of it, but yeah, it is really just about putting yourself out there and taking that leap of faith, and it's definitely the right leap of faith.
Beautiful. And one final question. So, to the men out there, the men that have a beautiful lady in their life and they can see her struggling with either her self esteem, her emotions, her confidence, or she's just constantly stressed, what would you like to say to the men out there?
Well, if you want somebody that's going to, because I think attention becomes a big thing for males, when we have children and things like that. The attention's obviously not around them as much, and I think that's where sometimes the problems begin. And so it's all about then having that perspective of being able to see everybody in the family and seeing them, everybody, as a whole person, not just as somebody else needing something off you and making you do all the jobs in the house that feel like a monotonous rat race. And I think you get that person back, the person that can see you for that wholeness, and you're able to give them the love. Yeah, you're able to share that love again with them, and that happiness, the brightness and the spark that you get back, and maybe good sex as well, which just gets better. So, if that's not going to convince them, I don't know what will.
So true. Oh, I love it. Well, thank you for sharing your time with me today. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Shannon. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it too. Have a good day.
Welcome. You too.